But overall takeaways from this Game 2 performance, this is an Oklahoma City domination from start to finish.
And that is exactly what it was supposed to be. I thought in the second quarter, before halftime started, they were going to let it slip away. They were up 21, and then Indiana cut it to 12. And then, OKC was able to get it back up to 18 to close out the second quarter. And so, that's what they needed. A much better efficient game from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Chet Holmgren stepped up, played big roles, and had big minutes. Jalen Williams provided better scoring opportunities. He finished with 17 in game one, and he eclipsed that tonight. Overall, a better team performance and individual performance from OKC. There was nothing that Indiana could do, once OKC locked in. And that's why I said after game one, like, if they're going to lock in like this and have these boys down by 20 early, you have to lock in for the entire game. And when you can make Rick Carlisle, coach of the Indiana Pacers, be like, you know what? It's 3 minutes left. This game is over. You guys come on now. We're going to concede this one. That's how you know you've won.
No question about it. And listen, SGA is going to get a lot of love tomorrow, and rightfully so. He finished with 34, 8, and 5. That you'll take that any day of the week, and did so in great efficiency. 11 of 21 from the field. Mid-range was working, all of it. This was kind of the classic Oklahoma City team performance, and showed you why they were a 68-win team. You look down the box score. Chet Holmgren gave you 15 after going 2 for 9 in game one. He was abysmal in that, on both ends. Previous game, settled in, as Oklahoma City started to build that lead early second quarter. Jalen Williams still struggling a little bit, 5 of 14. Caruso with 20 off the bench. I thought his offense was great, catch and shoot. I thought his defense, particularly on Pascal Siakam, was unbelievable tonight, especially at a massive size advantage. We know what Caruso gives you on the defensive end, but Siakam's a big, long, rangy player, and for him to stifle him through big portions of that basketball game, I thought was really impressive. You also obviously mentioned Kenrich Williams, who gave you good energy tonight. This was again classic Oklahoma City performance. Aaron Wiggins, by the way, had more points tonight. He had 18 points in this basketball game, rather as many points tonight as he's had in his last 6 games combined. So right, like just the contributions. Like we talked about the depth from Indiana, and Oklahoma City said there's a reason we won 68 games this regular season. This wasn't just SGA. We're a deep roster. We're a well-coached team, and that's why the series is now tied at a game apiece. So your thoughts on that?
Shaquille O'Neal always talks about the others, right?
Yep.
Shaq, I'm going to do what I do. Kobe, he's going to do what he does. D-Wade, Bron, the superstars are always going to do what the superstars are going to do. It's about the others. Can the others step up? Alex Caruso, he showed you what he could do in 2020 in the bubble with the Los Angeles Lakers. We knew that he was a defensive menace, but when his offense game is clicking, it's like, wow, so we see that, yeah, he can shoot a little bit. We see that he's a lot of a slasher. Like when his shot is falling, it just opens up a lot more things. And again, it's all about their youth, right? Their youth being able to play a part in this. Holmgren being 23, J-Dub, I'm pretty sure is 24, Shai is 26. Like their youth and them being able to just grow up in this time and just being able to just learn from everything. Again, game one is a lesson. How do we make this benefit us? Again, instead of it being done to us, how can this be done for us? Well, we were up 20 and we lost it. We lost on a buzzer beater. That's not the way we want to go out, especially to the guy who's had a buzzer beater damn near in every single series. So you know what? When we go up 20 this game, we're going to stay up 15 plus. We're going to stay up 20, and we're going to make sure that we end this game the way it's supposed to be and the way it should have finished in game one. We're going back to Indianapolis 1-1. I believe that this benefits the Pacers more than the Thunder. I think the Thunder should be up 2-0 right now. But with Indiana going back 1-1, this is definitely what you would have wanted. Going back to their arena, and it's going to be rocking. I already know. I cannot wait.
No, it's going to be going crazy in that game 3 in Indiana. And thoughts on Tyrese Halliburton? Let's talk about the Pacers now. Finishes with 17.6 assists. Ironically, more points than he had in that game 1 when he has what is to this point the most iconic moment in the series, but didn't make his second shot until third quarter. Thoughts on Tyrese Halliburton? I thought he was listen, we know he's not a get your own shot. He's not an aggressive player offensively in terms of getting his own shot the way NSGA is, obviously, who averaged 33 game, led the league in scoring this regular season. I thought multiple times he would drive it and then try and pass it out of the air, as opposed to maybe going up into what would be an open jump shot, maybe trying to get teammates involved, as you said, trying to build the other's confidence. Do you think it was a matter of just not being aggressive, or do you think it was, hey, I'm trying to make the right play? We used to see LeBron do this, where I'm going to wait. This is LeBron James we're talking about, but I'm going to get my scoring late, but I'm going to get the other guy's confidence going early so we can stay in this game so that I can put the finishing touches on late. Any thoughts on what Tyrese Halliburton did tonight? Because I thought it was an uneven performance.
My thing is, and this has always been my thing when it comes to the Indiana Pacers.
Let's see. Hold on. I think Arthur is muted. Hang on just a second.
I'm back.
There it is.
This is the one thing that I always look. I get the team scoring aspect from Indiana. However, your number one and your number two, there needs to be a gap between them and everybody else, right? Siakam is too good to finish with under 20. Tyrese Halliburton, I know he's not that much of a scorer, but he's too good to be below 20. And their inefficiency also matters. Like that's the thing with me in Indiana from the team scoring aspect. It's like, Tyrese Halliburton, you can't early on be 3 of 11 overall shooting. Yep. And then somebody else be 3 of 7 and somebody else be 4 of 10. Like you can't. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know how they win these games like this, dog. I don't understand it. That it's a thing in basketball to where it's like, man, I'm so used to seeing your A and your B just go out there, and your others, you know what I'm saying, they step up and fill in those gaps. But I'm used to seeing your 2 best players average 20 plus in this series. I'm used to seeing your others stepping up when they need to. I'm used to seeing others, like the Nimhards, show up a game or two and be the reason why they win. Neesmith show up a game or two, be the reason why they win. I've never really seen this much of a consistent thing of where it's the team, right? I can't remember the last time I've seen something like this. But for Tyrese Halliburton, again, young and part of his growth. If I'm going to be this guy, if I'm going to be this superstar, if I'm going to be the leader of this team, I need to go out here and I got to go play my game. He's given us 30 and 15 with no turnovers. So we know he can do it. It's just that, can you consistently do it? Siakam can consistently give me 20 and something. But we know that, right? But it's just a matter of finding your rhythm, finding your shots, putting the ball in people's hands, you guys going out and making plays. So there can't be a thing of, I'm going to be aggressive now. And this, like, even with LeBron, even though, he'll start off slow, it's still a little bit of a balanced scoring every single quarter, right? I'm going to give you 5 here, and then I'm going to give you 7, and then I may go off for 10, right, in the third quarter. There goes 22 points. And then I'm going to pitch in an extra 5 to 7 points in the fourth quarter. There goes your 29. So if Tyrese Halliburton can find that balance of scoring throughout the quarters, I think Indiana will be a lot better than they are now.
Taking it possession by possession, quarter by quarter. That's a great way to look at it. And I think that's what the all-time great scorers do. Like, we look at these gaudy statistics, and there was a season where Kobe Bryant averaged, I think, 37 points per game. But maybe from his perspective, and obviously Kobe was a volume shooter at this point in his career, but Kobe could look up and say, okay, yeah, but that's 9 points a quarter. And given that I'm playing 38, 39 minutes a game, that's light work, right? Like I can do that on the number of shots that I take. Listen, Halliburton would tell you, like, I don't want to be an inefficient player. That's not his game. And you don't want him to deviate from that. It's gotten them this far. It's got them to 3 wins away from a championship. But you do wonder if in this game 3, which I believe is on Wednesday, curious what the line is going to be for that game, if that's opened yet. Oklahoma City's a 4.5-point favorite at Indiana for game 3. That line just opened. I don't know. My gut almost seems to be telling me Indiana. and the points there, just because they've been so great at home this postseason. They did lose that game 3-2, or rather, they've lost their last 2 game 3s at home to the Cavs and to the Knicks. It's going to be interesting, but like you said, it's just about finding that balance. And ironically, what's funny, they only score 4 fewer points in game 2 than they did in game 1, and they got the balance scoring. They had 7 guys scoring double figures, but like you said, nobody above 17. Halliburton led them in scoring. Like, that's, to your point, that's where Siakam's got to step up. He was only 3 for 11 in this game. As I mentioned, Caruso, I thought, absolutely locked him down over the course of that basketball game, and he's going to have to step up. And I just the only
go ahead, my fault.
No, go ahead.
But again, it's just one of those things where it's like Tyrese Halliburton as the lead guy. I got to step up and be the lead guy. Miles Turner, the veteran, who's been there, I'm pretty sure longer than everybody. I got to step up and play my role. It's like if Siakam struggles, somebody else got to, you know what I'm saying? And again, that's where the guy usually turns into the guy and he just goes off for 30, right? So that's what I'm saying, where it's like for Tyrese Halliburton, again, young, he's able to use these moments as growth, especially, being so far deep in the playoffs in his career for the first time. Like, okay, like this is what really rising to the occasion means. Yeah, I can be clutch, make all these buzzer beaters and stuff like that. But again, that's not going to be able to consistently win me anything. I've got to go out here and consistently give you 20 plus, close to 10 assists or over 10 assists with limited turnovers, right? So that's where it's like for me, Tyrese Halliburton got to find that engine within him to be like, you know what? I have to put my imprint on the game and consistently make the Thunder defense work and worry about me. That opens everything up for Siakam. That thing opens things up for Turner. That opens things up for Nesmith, Nembhard, all these guys to be able to go out and do what they got to do and contribute to the game in their own way.
No question. I think that's, I was just thinking as you were saying that about how, Tyrese has got to step up if Siakam doesn't have it going. There is, I'd say the most, and this I think shows you the lack of, not to poo-poo this finals, but to say that this doesn't have quite the juice that other series have had, to say the very least, where I feel like the most controversial topic of this series is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar? And that feels like a pretty split 50-50 opinion right now. And those that on the side that would say he's not could point to a game like this, not just say, oh, he only scored 17 points, but say, I'm not even that surprised, and neither are you, that he scored 17 points, because that's not who he is. I would contend and say he's a Chris Paul type of superstar, where he's not going to give you 25 to 30 a night, but he's going to get other teammates involved. He's going to be a great leader and whatnot.